Hey guys, what's going on? It's Chris here again, and today I'm going to come at you with one of my famous
audio tests.
Alright, maybe they're not exactly famous, but I did do one other. This one's going to be a little bit different, but pretty similar overall. Today we're going to be testing two lav mics, otherwise known as lapel mics. They're the ones you see in interviews and such, just pinned to the person's shirt, and in a lot of my videos when I'm hosting. So the first one we're going to test is the Polsen OLM-10, which is a battery-powered microphone that I've been using for quite a while. It was the first one I bought. So it's been used in a lot of my videos, and overall I like it, but there's a bit of a hiss that I'm not a fan of, so I also picked up this Sony ECM CS3, and this is actually a stereo lav mic, so there's a microphone here and another one here. There's just one on each side. So we're going to pit these two up against each other, and also in two situations. The first is going to be plugged into this, my Tascam DR-05 handheld audio recorder, which is what you're hearing right now, and the second is plugged into my camera. So let's start out with the Tascam and the Polsen. Alright, and now what you're hearing is the Polsen OLM-10. That's my lav mic that I'm wearing right here, and like I said, that's the one I've had for quite a while, plugged into my Tascam DR-05. So we're just gonna see how this sounds. I'll listen to it afterwards. You guys obviously are hearing it right now, and hopefully compare it against the Sony, it'll actually sound worse, because the Sony's the one I just bought, so I'm hoping it sounds a little bit better. Alright, so this test is with the Sony, and this is once again with the ECM CS3, and again, this is stereo, so there's a microphone here and another one here, and this is hopefully perpendicular with my mouth, so we get a good sound in both sides, and once again plugged into my Tascam. I can say that right now, just looking at the levels and how much the input volume came down with the auto peak reduction on this, it looks like this is a lot louder, which would actually be really nice. One other thing though is that this has actually a really short cord, unlike the Polsen, which has a cord that's arguably too long. Just something to think about. Alright, so now we're back with the Polsen again, except this time it's plugged directly into my Canon Rebel T3i. So we're going to see what kind of a difference that makes. And just for the sake of simplicity, I set the camera's audio recording mode to auto, and we're going to use that same mode for both the Polsen and the Sony. So yeah. Alright, now this time we're back with the Sony, but plugged into my camera, and you may have noticed right away, not necessarily with the audio quality, but I'm sitting pretty farther ahead. I might even be out of focus a little bit. That's because, like I said, this cord is really short, and actually the first time I sat down it popped right off because I sat back too far. Like, look. So that's definitely one negative of this. Alright, so I just got done listening to it, and I did it with headphones to get the best sound quality I could. And here's what I found. Plugged into the Tascam, the Polsen had a fairly noticeable background noise that did exist on the Sony as well, but it was much quieter. You had to turn the volume up a lot higher to hear it. So overall, the Sony definitely lacked background noise compared to the Polsen to a pretty big degree. The Polsen and the Sony both sounded pretty clear, but I think the Polsen lacked the highs a little bit. Now, in this case, that might have actually made it sound better in some ways, because the room I'm in is not great acoustically. It's pretty echoey in here, so it may have actually sounded better than the Sony. But I think in ideal situations, like hopefully when I get this room a little bit better acoustically, the clarity of the Sony would be much preferred. When it comes to the camera, both had a really loud, equally offensive hiss that was totally the camera's fault, and otherwise, their properties were pretty much the same. The Polsen sounded, without the highs a little bit, almost kind of muddy, and the Sony sounded really clear, and both sounded a little bit echoey because of my room. One concern I definitely still have is if I add an extension cable to the Sony to make it longer, will that affect the sound quality, particularly if I add one that makes it as long as the Polsen? I don't know. Probably not going to matter though, because I now know that to get the best audio quality, I need to be plugging my lav mics into my Tascam. So for all my videos in the future, that's probably what I'm going to be doing. But that's it, guys. Please, if you liked this video, give me a like. That helps me out a ton. And if you loved it, subscribe. Also, make sure to let me know in the comments which you thought sounded best. I'm still thinking the Sony, but maybe your opinion differs. Are you planning to get one of these, or are you using it already? Let me know. Check out another video here if you want something to watch. And otherwise, I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.